My name is Dr. Obinna Simon. Um, I am popularly known as MC Tagwaye by the virtue of what I used to do, comedy. I was born and raised in a town called Ingawa local government under Katsina State. My primary, secondary education was in Ingawa.
Oh.
And then later on, I proceeded for my NC program at Federal College of Education, Katsina.
Okay.
After my graduation, I started teaching. Started my teaching in Ingawa, GRBSS Ingawa, where I started as a casual teacher, not a permanent teacher. So over time, about a year or two later, I had to move to Katsina, where I picked a teaching job with a private school.
Okay.
First, I started with Saldefi International School. And Saldefi International School, during my interview with them, offered to pay me the sum of 17,500. And then I also had an interview with another school called Salama International School, who offered to pay me 8,000.
Oh, wow.
So of course, by the numbers, I will go with Saldefi. But unfortunately, the challenge I had with Saldefi is that they had an unprecedented deduction mechanism. At the end of the month, if you are not careful, you'll be the one balancing the school.
Oh, wow.
After deductions as a teacher. That's if your offenses are piled up. To every offense, there's a deduction to it. Coming late to school, did not resume your class early, did not mark the register. Every offense or mistake a teacher does has
A penalty.
a penalty which will attract a certain amount of money to be deducted from your salary. So I was only in Saldefi for just a week, and I left for Salama, where I was paid. But gradually it was changing. But with 8,000 couldn't sustain me as a teacher then. So I had to add up with extra lesson, engagements with students I'm teaching and the parents, So I did that for quite some time. Along the line, I was doing that with also MC, the corporate events, weddings, and what of that. I came to realize that it pays more than teaching. Because there was an event I went for, an event that lasted for like an hour or two, and I was paid 15,000 when my salary then was 13,000. And it called for, concern for me. And then along the line, I had to just resign from teaching and joined comedy fully. And then at some point, even when I started comedy, I gave myself time. And that time has elapsed.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, for a certain period of time, that was during the previous administration when His Excellency, the former President, Muhammadu Buhari, was in power. You have an excellent way of somehow mimicking his gestures, the way he speaks. I want to understand, was it something that happened naturally, or you had to work on yourself to get to that level? I know at certain times people will be confused whether it's the president that is really talking or you. It later grew on that people realized, okay, it's a different person. How did you get to that stage?
Okay, there are variables involved.
Okay.
1 is gift, 2 is creativity, and 3, talent.
Oh. So when you first made, permit me to use the word mimic, of the former president. When he first saw that, do you have an idea of how he reacted, seeing you, of course, like a mirror of him?
Well, it will come like a shock, definitely, watching a reflection of you for some time. But he took it in, and then it was all good. It was all good. The first time I performed before him, I could remember the Northwest governors, the 7 of them were present, seated with him on the high table. Even when I was performing, the crowd, they were all laughing, but the high table wasn't. And when I was watching the video, I now realized why the high table was not laughing. Because the boss wasn't laughing.
Oh.
The securities were not laughing. I don't expect them to laugh anyway. And then at some point, I realized they started laughing when he started laughing.
Oh.
So there was that point where they were contemplating,
But
is this a welcome development? Is it not a welcome development? How is he taking it? Does he feel insulted?
yes.
Does he feel humiliated? But no. And to the glory of God, all through my performance, all through my comedy career, mimicking the president, I was bent on promoting his government. I was bent on promoting his policies. I was bent on defending the government. At some point, there are issues that will come up, national issues. People would rather go to my page to find out what are my views concerning them before even listening to the then special advisor on media and his press people and all of that. They will want to hear what is the comic response that will come from me concerning the particular issue. And most cases, I have met the president's friends who asked me that, do I used to talk to the president before I respond to those questions?
Yes, because you have to study him.
And then I said no. They said because my response is exactly what he will give if asked the same question. So,
oh wow,
I was surprised that they said that, because these are his childhood friends.
Oh,
who they grew up together with him, and some of them are people who worked with him, who also know his kind of behavioral dispositions when it comes to questions that are of national interest.
He's no longer the president. His tenure has lapsed. Do you guys still have that connection that you used to have when he was, of course, the president?
Of course, why not? The same respect I have for him when he was president is the same respect I have for him now. He's a father, and he will remain a father. Our relationship has not been affected negatively by any way because he is or he is not the president. Mind you, I've been a fan of President Buhari since when we were in primary school, not even when he became the president. Because we had a lot of story then about when he was in the military, the kind of things he did, fighting corruption, jailing people who stole money and all of that. And we saw him as a hero, even while in primary school. Now grew up and then become the one mimicking him and all of that. You can imagine the kind of, quantity of joy that I enjoy doing that. For me then, I wasn't even doing it for money, but I enjoy doing it.
Yes.
It was fun for me.
At a certain period of time, you ventured into politics. And I understood the fact that you were with APC. Now I'm hearing the factor that you are with SDP. How or why did you decide to switch?
Yes, you are correct about about my exit from APC to SDP. The day I made that decision public, I gave my reasons why I left APC, which I do not want to overflog. It's online. I gave my reasons why I did it, so I don't have to keep repeating why I left APC.
Okay.
But, of course, with the way I talk, with the way I address issues of national interest, and even where I'm contesting for election, you can clearly pick the reasons why I left APC.
Okay, now you said you're contesting for election. That's for the AMAC as an aspirant. What are the things that one should expect from you that is different from what the previous administrations or the previous people that are in the seat didn't do? What's new that one should expect from you if, peradventure, you should clinch that seat?
What people should expect from me is quality leadership, because that's what is lacking. Quality leadership. Quality leadership provides you with knowing what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and why you must do it. That's what quality leadership entails. As I speak to you right now, students are at home for the past 3 to 4 months. Teachers are on strike. Medical workers under the area council are on strike. Civil servants are on strike. And yet you have the same person organizing a rally that received him into APC. And in that rally, you see dignitaries, high-profile government officials serving that were there with him to receive him into APC. And it begs for the question that, are they not aware that this same person is managing a government, is managing the affairs of government that led to the strike of teachers for 4 months, civil servants, health workers for this long? Are they not aware? And then you see people who should have the utmost respect for the livelihood of the people. Are they happy to receive him into their party? If this party is so, into the well-being of Nigerians, should you in any way be happy receiving such person?
Now, I understand, of the great loyalty that you have for the former president. What was his stake when you decided to switch from his party to SDP? Did you consult him and say, Your Excellency, I've decided I wouldn't be going forward with APC. Of course, I'll be going for SDP in order to pursue my aspirations.
I consulted round.
Okay.
Consulted with sitting governors. I consulted with former governors, ministers, high government officials. I consulted around. And after my consultation, the outcome of my consultation is you can leave.
Oh.
All right? Talking about the former president, one thing people should understand with the former president is he is somebody who will give you the opportunity to exercise your right, to exercise your opinion.
Regardless of where you stand.
It doesn't matter. It's your right. It's your right. Is this what you want to do? You have thought it out. Yes. All the best. Okay? He has also expressed that during the primaries. The APC primaries
Of the
in
former general election.
2023,
Yeah.
yes. Election.
Okay.
So many times governors went to him, please give us direction. Who should we? There are a lot of aspirants.
Yes.
What is the direction? His response, allow the delegates to elect or choose whom they want. Do you have a candidate? I don't have. Even when his vice president was also an aspirant.
He was liberal.
Yeah. Even when some ministers under his cabinet, who served under his cabinet,
We're vying for
were vying for the same position.
Even his
But
central bank governor, the central
yes,
bank.
he maintained his position, allowed the delegates to choose their preferred aspirant to be the, flag bearer of the party.
Now, let's look at your take on the current news circulating about coalition. Do you think it's a move towards the right direction, or do you think it's not something you maybe is looking into anytime soon or even considering?
If I think the coalition is moving towards the right direction, I don't think so. I know so.
Oh.
It is. There's nothing to think about. It's a common knowledge that coalition was what took PDP out in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just history about to repeat itself.
Okay. Now, on a final note, you've rose from, of course, a teacher to a well-known politician who, of course, has performed in front of one of the top individuals in the country and, of course, Africa. And, of course, you have reached the position of being an aspirant for a political party, for a position, rather. If you are to give someone out there who is just starting and wondering whether this step that he's taking is it the right direction, what would be your advice to him?
Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. If you are convinced by any decision you are making, don't look back. If I tell you the number of advices I have gotten not to leave APC, friends, close friends, family at some point, don't leave APC, don't do this, don't run for this office, don't do that. But I was convinced. And I thought it out and I said, no, I'm going. The same people, not quite long now, just 3-4 months, 2-3-4 months ago, are beginning to see reasons with me. I have a friend that called me and said, MC, this your move is becoming something else. I think you made the right decision. And I think I just learned from you that whenever somebody decides and he's convinced, he should just stick to what he is.
Was it that you were not comfortable there, or what? Why actually did you leave, sir?
Like I said, I gave my reasons why I left.
Okay.
And I don't want to overflog the issue.
Thank you for taking time to, of course, be here with us.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Well, that's all we have for today. Of course, my name is Philip Sliven. And, of course, do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.